Normal engine operation creates heat. To maintain the ideal operating temperature, your vehicle has a cooling system. A radiator is a type of heat exchanger that functions as a cooling system. The purpose of a radiator is to cool the engine enough to maintain the ideal range and prevent overheating. Radiators consist of a tank at each end of a series of tubes. In Honda radiators, the tanks are located at the top and bottom of the radiator assembly. Hot coolant from the engine comes in through the top hose, works its way through the tubes to the tank at the bottom, then flows through the bottom hose back to the water pump and engine. Excess coolant is stored in a reservoir. Radiators are located at the front of the car under the hood to take advantage of the high volume of airflow created during driving. Airflow is necessary for adequate heat exchange. Fans are installed immediately behind the radiator to pull air through the radiator, augmenting the natural airflow. Metal fins are attached to each tube to increase the surface area in contact with the air, which increases the heat exchange efficiency of the radiator. Heat is transferred from the coolant to the metal tube, to the fins, and ultimately to the air. The thinner the tube material, the more tubes, and the more fins attached to the tube, the higher the heat exchange. In 2010 and 2015, Honda genuine radiators and some aftermarket radiators were tested and compared. All radiators had the same outer dimensions. The Honda genuine radiator had 2.6% more cooling tubes than one aftermarket radiator and 58% more cooling tubes than the other. The Honda genuine radiator had fewer fins than one aftermarket radiator and more fins than the other, though the difference was not significant. The fin design varied, with the Honda genuine radiator fins being rounded at the end to increase surface area, and the aftermarket fins being more pointed at the ends. All radiators tested had a comparable tube wall thickness. The variance in wall thickness across the three radiators tested was 1 millimeter. Let's review the overall results for Honda genuine radiators and the aftermarket radiators tested. Performance characteristics tested include heat rejection, air pressure drop, resistance, and coolant pressure drop. The Honda genuine radiator and one aftermarket radiator met all performance standards. One aftermarket radiator did not meet the minimum performance standards. Durability measures include pressure testing, tube end expansion, and header characteristics. Both aftermarket radiators tested failed the thermal pressure pulsation tests, leaking at unacceptably low pressures. The genuine Honda radiator was the only tested radiator which met all of the Honda performance specifications. When your radiator is not working properly or needs coolant, your engine will run hot. This affects vehicle performance and can cause major damage to both the engine and radiator. Be sure to have your coolant levels checked on a regular basis. Coolant level should be between the min and max marks on the coolant reservoir. Be very careful if you perform the check yourself. If done incorrectly, it's easy to get burned. Your Honda dealer checks the coolant level as part of your regularly scheduled service. Top off with Honda Genuine Long Life Antifreeze Coolant Type 2. This coolant is designed specifically for Honda aluminum engines. Other brands of antifreeze coolant may contain borates and silicates that damage aluminum engines. Replace the antifreeze coolant at the recommended intervals. Take care of your radiator, and your radiator will take care of your engine. Keep it genuine. Keep it special.